¿Qué pasa, gente? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo lo lleváis? Ya estamos de nuevo aquí con Dragon Age Inquisition y vamos a dar una vueltecita después de lo de ayer. Ya estamos empezando a crear nuestra nueva Inquisición. Vamos a dar una vueltecita por aquí a ver qué tenemos.
Secret asked, told.
Look who's back from the dead. Again.
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you can pay me back by fixing the world. Name's Adan.
Anda que pide
I'm in
poco.
charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
Nah, no le voy a decir. No le voy a decir a ese hombre.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Bueno, pues nada, a buscar las notas.
Farewell.
Ya tenemos nuestra primera misión secundaria.
Right.
Me faltan raíces élficas. Nada. No, de momento nada. De esto no tengo nada. De eso no tengo nada. No. Aquí ya hemos terminado. Vamos a hablar con con Solar. Os recomiendo una cosa, que os va a venir de perlas para si estáis haciendo una guía o queréis tener un romance con ciertos personajes. Y es que antes de hablar con ellos, grabéis. Así, cuando habléis con ellos, si os equivocáis y os baja la moral de los personajes, simplemente cargáis la partida y volvéis a intentarlo con otra opción.
The chosen of Andraste, the blessed heroes sent to save us all.
I didn't ask for this. But someone has to find a way to seal this breach.
Spoken nobly indeed.
Joder, menuda
You think I'm mocking you?
diferencia de
This age
gráfico.
has made people cynical. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
Vaya.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
A ver, a ver. Podríamos seguir hablando más con él. Incluso subiría más la moral, pero... Bueno, venga, sí, vamos a seguir hablando más con él.
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created
También,
the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any
Lo
case,
tienes en el brazo.
did you need me for anything?
Vamos a
What do you
preguntarle
know
del
about
velo.
the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur
No voy a
naturally when
mentir, la
magic
verdad
reaches
es
the
que
Fade,
me aburro un
or when
huevo hablar
spirits
con este
cluster
tío,
in an
pero
area
bueno.
that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle
Ya
mages
veis
call
que
it
es
the barrier
bastante
between this
fácil
world and the Fade.
subirle la moral.
According to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
It sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality. Where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful. And the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
I'd like to know more about demons.
The Chantry says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Menudo rollazo hablar con este tío.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
You're an apostate. Yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I am sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. there was little to interest the young man.
Lo bueno es que si hablo ahora con él ya luego no tengo que hablar.
But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Spirits try to tempt you.
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition.
Es fácil, no os vaya a complicar la vida a la hora de
If our enemies
subirle la
destroyed the
moral.
world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You strengthen your body to deliver and withstand punishment. The muscles are an enjoyable side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
You said you traveled to many different places.
This
Madre
world.
mía.
Some of my fun, the best of the battlefields.
Lo siento, de verdad, si queréis leerlo lo pausáis, porque es que yo no puedo con este tío.
Any place in...
I dreamt I saw Alistair and the hero for Eldon light the signal fire, and Logain's...
I've heard the story.
That's just it. One moment, I see heroic. The next,
You can't tell which...
it is the Fade.
Madre mía, cómo le encanta
Have you
hablar.
always...
Not at all. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I don't...
They rarely seek. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
You're saying...
They were not.
Meaning?
The Fade and if your mind is free of corrupting influences,
I'm impressed.
anyone who can dream
Básicamente, a
of
este para subir la moral es todo lo de arriba.
my friend's Yet, is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
Hostia. Y esto es lo que pasa por no seguir la conversación, que ahora no sé qué tengo que decirle, creo que es esto.
I hadn't thought about it
Sí,
that way.
perfecto.
But I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Hala, majete, ya no voy a hablar más contigo. Cansino. Creo que esto ya lo registré en su momento. Vamos a grabar.
From the golden city, the center of all creation, and for a time.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
Uf, este tío sí que era difícil.
I don't even want to think about how many lives were lost on that mountaintop.
A lot of good men and women didn't make it out of there. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but